Good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I always do every day, except for once in a while, Saturdays or Sundays. So how are you doing? Oh man, there's a whole lot going on in the political world. The world is upside down. People are fighting, arguing, pre- preaching, sharing. Oh, there's a whole lot to dive into on this Water Cooler Wednesday. That's what we are doing today. Is Water Cooler Wednesday. And that's when we just come together and just chat. Usually Wednesdays are our wisdom Wednesdays, and we have a guest on. But we are finding out that also it is great when we are the guests, when everybody in this community has a chance to chime in. So it's the holiday. A lot of the guests that would be on are all away. Even our Chris is away. So so a lot of people are on vacation and traveling. And speaking of that, so tomorrow and Friday will be repeats, I should say encore performances of our Touch Base Daily, because I will be taking 2 days off. I'll be off tomorrow and Friday as well for pretty much the weekend. But you know how I roll. I will probably do somewhere like Ron is on the move somewhere in New York City and sharing that with you all. But there will be a encore show for tomorrow and Friday. So check that out. It's interesting when we do encores, there's a whole nother group of people that watch, which is interesting. So it's really cool to see that. So a lot of folks that did not see are not able to see this episode or see the episodes at this time. When we do the encore and it's on a holiday, they get to see it. Okay, so can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Good morning, Hannah. Hannah's the first person in the booth. She's the first person on the board. Good morning. Hannah gets the award for the first on the board today. Omar is second in place. There's Omar. Omar's there. And Lisa's third in place. Good morning, y'all. Hey, Jamel Shabazz is in the building. Good morning, family, he says. And Rashawn is in the building. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, RLP fans. And the girls club is in the building. Good morning, everyone. We even have Bryson in the building. Mr. Bryson. What's up, RLP family? What's up, CQ family? And this what the F Wednesday? This what Lisa, what are you talking about over here? Anyway, moving right along. Okay, here we go. I see Elise is in the building. Elise, I'm going to send you an invitation. So if you can come on, you're more than welcome to. If you're not, I know you're on vacation, so do your thing. But I will send you an invitation to come on. Hey, Omar is in the building. There is a blood in the water. There is blood in the water. Baby, there is blood in the water. Good morning, everyone. Lee says to everyone. Can we exhale? Good for Ron. Good for Ron. Okay, there we go. Well, who else is in the building? Oh, yes. See, Project 25 is picking up steam. People are waking up. I also did a post today. An actual post that I'm going to keep posting. Is this the country you want? A picture of the stack of books, and then the link to read Project 2025. I read some more last night, and the more I read this thing, the more I'm just like, holy moly! It's just you gotta read it to believe it, y'all. And if you read Project 2025, we're gonna talk more about that later on. But if you read Project 2025, there'd be no hesitation of who to vote for. There would be no hesitation on who to vote for. It wouldn't be a second guess. And like Brian says, I don't care if Biden was hooked to a machine and just get blinks of answers of what he wants the country to do. He is a better choice than a felon, twice impeached, criminal, womanizer, by a judge calling him a rapist, and all the other things that go along with that. This man is a horror show, and the people that follow him, and already these things are being implemented. 2025 is being implemented. You know that because of Monday's verdict by some of the folks that are part of the Heritage Foundation and also the Federalist Society, which are two of the judges we know for sure. We know that three of the judges were placed on there by the list. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But yes, CNN did have, people are starting to talk about it. MSNBC has been doing it. ABC News did it this Sunday. It really went in on it. Guys, we need to shout it from the rooftops. Read Project 2025. Is this the country you want? Is it? Yes, Elise says you have to read it. And we who have an audience, it is our responsibility. It is our responsibility. Every one of us that has a platform, everyone that has views on our platforms, if you have two people looking at your work, you have a responsibility to save this country. The choice cannot be more stark. It is democracy or dictatorship. Democracy or dictatorship. Can we say it all together? Democracy or dictatorship. That's where we are, folks. That is where we are. And all of these talking heads are getting crazy about Biden. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to definitely delve into it. Because for those that don't know, our water cooler days is free willy, freestyle. We just throw the information out there. We just start talking because it's about this community and how we are educating one another. This community is educating one another by chiming in and sharing their thoughts. It is important to hear the thoughts of others, right? It is important to hear the thoughts of others. And I just wanted to make sure we are making that platform a free place for that, a place of safety. Because even you could be in here and be a Republican and a Trumpster. Now I don't know how many people. A lot of folks are probably like, "Ooh," but it is good for us to hear why you are. Why are you a Trumpster? Why are you a person that believes in the Republican Party in the state that it is today, the mega Republican Party? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm sending invitations to a couple of folks out there. So you guys can get, if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to hop on. And if you want to hop on, let me know. I see you can send me a DM on Instagram and I will get your email address. Okay. So that's how we do that. If you are obviously we're using both platforms. So if you're in Instagram, please come over to YouTube because that's where we live and thrive. However, we do have our Instagrams on for just in case we have to DM each other. Okay. I'm sending this out to some folks right now. And the Democrats are losing their minds. Some of them are losing their minds. They're jumping off the ship. They're saying, we're out of here. There's blood in the water, says Omar earlier. Yes, the sharks are swarming where there's blood. Yes, indeed. Okay, here we go. I see here. It's good morning, Hannah. Good morning. Lisa says good morning. I see all this good morning. I see all this love in here. That's what Lisa was saying it's what the F Wednesday instead of Wisdom Wednesday. Yeah, that's what it seems to be. This well for the day for sure. Oh, the Cliff Brian saying I got something that's gonna be a suspense for you guys. He says wait until you get to the end of Project 2025. And also, when you read the forward and you read the early parts of this book, um, this mandate, I should say, it's not a book. It's the mandate. It's what they plan to make America. It is also sharing that this is one of many volumes. There are other parts to this that are not even published. Yes, there's more to this. When they started this program back in the Reagan years, it had 4,000. I think they said 4,000. Was it 4,000 pages? I think it was 4,000 pages. This is just a sampler. And it will make your hair stand up. It will make a bald head man grow hair. It will make a bald head man grow some hair. I'm just saying. Lisa says Biden can now use his unlimited executive power to appoint 4 justices, ban felons from the presidency, make MAGA a terrorist group, and activate the National Guard to stop dump. He can, but he won't, because he will pick the higher ground, because that's how Democrats roll. They don't realize they need to, instead of all this fighting that they're doing right now, who should take the head of the ticket, kicking Biden off the ticket, Kamala should be on the ticket, Kamala should not be on the ticket, who should we put on the ticket? That's what's going on. It's been going on for the last 24, 48 hours. They need to be thinking about the court just handed you something that you can work with. Because last I checked, Biden and all the Democrats are all in agreement. At least that's one thing they're in agreement, is that Trump is a clear and present danger. A clear and present danger. He and all of the Republicans and the Federalists and the Heritage Foundation. Get in it, y'all. Get in. You got to get in the fight. Jamel said, that's right. You can send me the link, says Elise, and Elise is in the room. So here she comes. Hey, Elise. You are live. Wait, are you back home or are you still in New York?
No, good morning. I'm back home now.
Oh, I'm so glad I got to spend time with you.
Yes, it was great. Nice walk.
We had a nice walk and nice conversation. I was bragging about you yesterday in a conversation with some friends. And really? I said, y'all don't, one person I know in my life here, in this road that we're on traveling, is that Elise knows Project 2025. She and Brian, but Elise can say to you, which always blows my mind every time she does it, well, in chapter 3, paragraph 25, article 33. It's just good. So Elise, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today, actually. I'm doing great. It's like, enjoying my time in New York. After that evening, I got to meet with my son and some of his friends, which was great. And we talked a little politics too. I'm always telling people, like, you haven't read something, go read that.
We are. You have even elevated me. Like we were talking. I told when we had our conversation, we had our walk. I said to her, I said, when did you learn about Project 2025? Because it was Elise that put me on to what was happening. I had never heard of Project 2025. And Elise was like, y'all need to think about Project 2025. And I was like, what? What are you talking like, what's Project 2025? So I was curious to Elise, how did she find out about Project 2025? And how did she stumble on it? Or who told her about it? I'm curious, and since I have you on the mic now,
I told you, I really cannot remember where I first heard it, all I know is when I heard it or saw it, it piqued my interest because it wasn't in the media.
that's
So it
right.
piqued my interest to find out what it was. So when I saw it, I said, well, let me read it. I have no idea where I heard it the first time. But I did know at the time when I heard it and saw it that it was something we all needed to pay attention to because no one was talking about it. And we needed to learn what it was and to find out what the details are. And that's how, and then once I found out that you could actually download the actual manual.
Yes.
That they put out. It's like everybody has access to it. It's free. Just download it, read it. And like I said before, just pick out if you want to look at certain subject areas, find that chapter and go read that particular chapter.
Yes.
And make that and become, as they say, an expert in education, become the expert on that.
Yes.
When you post about that particular section, you know everything about that section.
Yes. And it lines up to what that political scientist said and professor said on Don Lemon's show. He says, again, I mentioned this before to our community, is that we have to be strategic in how we vote. We cannot say, oh, we're interested. Oh, she doesn't give me bubbles or he doesn't give me bubblies. And, the personality of the person running, the look of the person that's running means nothing. What we need to be is strategic in our voting thoughts. We need in our voting habits. We need to be saying, this is my issue. This person supports my issue. There, they got my vote.
Right. And it's like I told my granddaughter this year, she was like, I don't like this teacher. I said, let me tell you something. As an educator, my students didn't have to like me. My job was to make sure they learned in my classroom. So it's not about liking people or being comfortable with how they look or the aesthetics. Like I said before, it's about what do these people stand for and what is it that you risk if they aren't in place.
Yes.
Because I think right now we talk about what we risk.
Right? Exactly. It's all about what we're going to lose if we go on. Hey, it's Omar, master photographer and master artist and sketcher Brian. The therapist sketcher is in the building.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. It's so good to have everyone here. And I got someone out to, I'm not sure Gwendolyn's around, but she's more than welcome to pop one. We can make this, like I said, this platform allows us to get up to like 12 people in this room. So we can have a whole great discussion. But what's going on right now? Here, let me just go with some of these headlines since all of you are here. And this is what's happening. Well, first of all, we want to say we're thinking of the people of Jamaica and praying for the people of Jamaica. They are getting a head-on hit from this hurricane that's going down. It's hitting them. It's category 4, reduced down from 5, but it's at 4. And so we need to keep them in our thoughts. What else is going on? Also, just so you know, Rudy Giuliani has been disbarred in New York. Cheers to that.
That already happened.
No, I thought it happened also, but no, he was barred in DC. He was barred in other states, but he is not. This is the first time he is officially barred from practicing law in New York, and so that happened yesterday.
I mean, just the legacy that he could have had.
Yes.
I mean, he was the country's mayor.
Country's mayor, America's mayor.
The mayor's mayor. And the dude just went cuckoo. I mean, he
traded it in for a dump fire.
Yes.
He traded his. I mean, think about the man could have did anything he wanted to do, and he did. He started his law firm, consultation firm. He was like making money around the world, and based on his reputation.
Yeah,
threw it all away.
His name was when he was with the law firm of Bracewell and Giuliani in Houston. That was a huge law firm. He's going to end up literally, I think, penniless.
Yeah, he has no money. He's done.
No money.
But don't get it twisted though. Let's not at least we forget Rudy Giuliani was not kind to the black community
Oh
before
no, yeah.
9/11. So, but I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but that man, it's like he had an opportunity to hit reset on his history, on his reputation, and squandered it.
He squandered his position, and well, I'm like, this man, you can't even believe that this is the same person. But I mean, obviously, we in New York, people of color, the communities here, we all knew this was who he really was. And people always said that all throughout the years. They're like, Giuliani is racist. Giuliani is this. Giuliani is, the list goes on. Here's another headline I'm going to throw at you guys and see what you guys think about it. And obviously, the fallout from Friday. But this is something that has been going on, and we'll talk about this. Because of Monday's verdict, or Monday's, we're going to call it
the
ruling.
Ruling, thank you. Trump's New York sentencing is postponed in the wake of the SCOTUS immunity decision. This is a quote from Democracy Docket. For if you don't know anything about Democracy Docket, make sure that is part of your email. They send out this platform is engaged for voters' rights, and they've been lobbying and fighting in courts all across the country for Black people and people of color to have rights, and make sure that those rights are upheld in those cities and states around the country.
Follow their YouTube chat, because the interviews, like the one that I'm drawing a blank, the gentleman who started that, the one
Marcus, I forgot Marcus' last name, but Mark.
Yeah, and or one of the, I think him, him or one of the other founders. He worked with. He was part of the Clinton. Clinton administration, and he was on Hillary's
he's one of the top lawyers in the world.
The interview he had with Hillary, you need to go watch that. I think maybe it's not even an hour, should have been longer, but it's like, I'm going to keep reposting that same image I have every now and then, where she's just like during her hearing over Benghazi, and it's just told you, like, she's freaking Nostradamus. And it's again, just watch that interview, follow Democracy Docket. They are on it. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. And I think they postponed it until like September 18th or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they can go through and see if anything was when he was president, or to me, these 34 felony counts had nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
But people run scared. So the prosecutor said, "Oh, we'll wait. We'll let it go through." And why September? Why wait that long? But
yeah, well, I don't understand. Why not make that happen? Like, hello, this month it's still early July. I just don't get what's going on in this country. I don't understand the mindset of folks. But just so I just want to make sure people can see it, because it's always good when you can actually see it, so that way you know where you are when you go there. Again, if you want information about what's going on politically by the courts and what they're doing to preserve civil rights, the affirmative action, voting rights in this country, make sure you follow Democracy Docket, and that is Mark Elias. And incredible. He could be working at a law firm. He could have all the things all the accolades of being an amazing lawyer. But he's taking his time and his money and his efforts to be in courts all around this country, he and his lawyers, fighting for democracy and making sure that civil rights are still held up, and also voting rights, mainly the voting rights. And yeah, these interviews are great. So go to YouTube, check it out. You will be, if you think you don't know something now, you're like, I should say, if you think you know a little now, Wait till you get on this page. You'll be like, wow, I did not know. Because he's so wise and so smart when it comes to the political and litigations that are happening in the country. You will learn a whole lot about so many things that are going on that never make it to the news, never make it to CNN, never make it to MSNBC, never make it. So check this page out.
Sorry, can I encourage like the one on the upper right in the red? I think that's now I'm a nerd. I think that's
Yeah,
that's
we need to
Joyce.
reform the judiciary now. That came out 5 months ago.
Joyce Vance says, "Can the justice system handle Trump?" I watched that. I follow her. Her and her podcast, Sisters-in-Law, is her and 3 other, all phenomenally smart.
She's another brilliant litigator.
I mean,
she's amazing.
I just strongly encourage, along with you, that YouTube, that this person, this platform, and then the interviews that he's done. I watched that one with Joyce. Like I mentioned, Hillary. There's another one. There's just plenty there to go and do a deep dive. And then when I watch a lot of their videos, it takes me down another path where, oh, okay, I'm going to take the initiative and go dig deeper in this or this over here. So I'm educated for myself. But yeah.
So also now I see here's what the community is saying. Lisa said, I never liked him, as in Giuliani, back to Giuliani. Girls Club said, I was never a Giuliani fan, even before 9/11. I hear here Giuliani jacked up the public school education system in New York when he was mayor. I have here, let's see here. Sorry for the sirens if you guys are hearing it, but that's the life of a New Yorker. That's BS. He did the stuff before it was the president. He wrote the checks, personal checks during his presidency, but that's not official act. Exactly. But what they're doing is, when it comes to this whole Trump in New York City, the case in New York City, is that they're just making sure that they cover their bases, because they don't want for him to win on an appeal and saying that the judge didn't give him a chance. So they're giving them all the chance to go through the case, look at it, go through it line by line. But it's 34 counts. He ain't gonna be free from all 34. They may have to lose maybe 4 of them, maybe 5 of them, but yeah,
that's
still
good. The odds are still in our favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I see here. Yes, even Lisa said here she got that. They said the judges has to go through each count and see if there was an official business. Apparently, that process is arduous. I can't get that one. Get that word out, and we'll take
arduous.
I can't get that word out. Time hence September 18th. Okay,
Lisa,
there's some words I have problems with.
Big words. Come on, Lisa.
Arduous. That's it. Arduous. That's what I mean to say. My brain has to catch up because I think so fast that my mouth can never keep up with my brain. So anyway, that's what I'm just saying. Okay, so whose birthday is in the building? Whose birthday's in the birthday girl? Daya is in the building, y'all.
Happy birthday,
Daya. Happy birthday, Daya.
Hey, Daya. We have a date when I get to New York. I'm going to hang out with Daya.
Hey, look, Paul, oops. Do they know Daya? Let me just stop.
They posted a happy birthday on Instagram.
Okay, good. I'm safe.
You safe.
Thank you. I didn't want to slip me. I did not want to be the one of breaking news here today. We love ourselves some Daya. I love Daya. I had a great opportunity to talk to Daya yesterday, so it was really cool. But happy birthday, Daya. I would sing, but I don't want to hurt somebody's ears, so I will not sing. Happy birthday. And here's another headline. Now, this is what time is it? Oh, good. We got some time to do this one. So we got that one out the way. Got that headline out. What's going to happen? Okay, got that one. Today, Biden is meeting with the Democratic governors to discuss where we should go, or the Democrat Party should go. What do you guys think about this? What do you think is happening here? What do you guys think is happening behind the scenes here? Speculation.
I want to share something my husband reminded me of. So when Lyndon Johnson decided not to run, and his VP decided to run, that's when Nixon won. So we need to understand what the impact is. It's July. For me, there's no option of not running. What these Democrats need to do is stop whining and crying in public and come out as a force and support their candidate. Be like the Borgs. You have to be like them. They're not in public saying all this stuff. They're following this man to the wheels fall off. That's what Democrats have to do. That's what we have to do. We can't be online on our pages saying all manner of crazy things. And I see people saying crazy stuff. You got to support it. If you want your freedom, you value your freedom and democracy, and you don't want to be a part of a dictatorship, under a dictatorship, then you need to support who's in there, because someone else said it. I think it was Rachel Meadows. You don't know if he will be put, or whoever came in would be put on every ballot in this country. You don't know that, because Ohio has already given Biden a difficult time, because the Democratic convention is after their quote unquote deadline, which they relaxed for the former president when their convention was after that point in time. So what they should be discussing is how they're going to come out swinging and supporting this president.
There you go.
But unfortunately,
they're cowards.
Nancy Pelosi, what she said, kind of gave license to everyone to start questioning and start kind of reshifting their priorities. So, we're dealing with a couple of different things here. Back in the day, the generation of, I guess the greatest generation, they stuck with it. Our generation, meaning from Gen X to all the way down, we don't stick with anything.
You could say from the baby boomers, even the baby boomers, my age and younger are some of these folks are bailing ship. You look at some people
they're starting to crumble, and we see it. We see it in real time. They're starting to crumble. They're starting to shift, and I think the biggest fear is that most people are questioning his competency. His physical competency, not really his mental competency, and so these questions are already out there. You said it, Ron. You said that the Democrats eat their own. We never stay unified like the Republicans. And so, what do we do if the dam is leaking? Because that's Biden was holding it together, but now it's leaking. So what is the solution? Because that's what they're talking about behind the scene.
They better pass that thing up.
Well, look, Lisa says, and this is going to take me to where I need to go on some of this. Lisa says, old ass Doggett asking him to step down is laughable. And what is amazing about this is that, again, the Democrats do not know how to shift. The message should be going on right now is how can the Republicans have at the top of their ticket a felon, a criminal, twice impeached, and yada, and on, Project 2025. They need to be shifting the focus Yes, Biden had a bad time, and let me tell you, it was horrific. It was hard. Y'all heard me when we had our our powwow. I was like, "Ooh, lie," and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna look good."
You can hardly watch it.
It was like walking.
So let me kind of shift now.
Yes.
Why are we focused on that?
Yes.
Why are we not focused on all the lies that were told that night?
Yes.
Because that's what's happening in the media. The media is doing exactly what we're doing right now. All they focus on is that. How many media people with all the lies that were told, and even after they did the fact checks, said that the other man needs to step down? None of them.
Not one.
And as we focus on, what we need to be focused on is how are we going to move? Because this is in a public space.
Mm-hmm.
What are we saying? Are we going to focus people on, oh, he looked bad? Okay, but 90% of the time he was telling the truth. He was putting out some policy stuff. He's done a lot of things. How do we shift our emotional side?
Yes.
Which is that part. That's the part that we deal with when we start talking about, oh, it looks so bad. Those are our emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we shift so that we focus on how we want things to change? How do we want things to go? Right now, all of them should be following the lead of Jasmine Crockett.
Yes.
And she's the one that I've seen make the strongest statement of support for Biden.
And if
Brian,
I'm glad because, man, I'm over here. I swear, I'm glad I got back in the car. I was sitting down, man.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath, Brian, and get your thoughts together and get it out.
No, they're together. Because let's just say I'm glad. I was sitting under a tree, and I was like, you know what? Let me go sit in the car with the air on because my body temperature may increase. But I want to bring attention. And this relates to this meeting with the Democratic governors, which is not some special. It's not some special meeting. A lot of these things are already on the books. If people are following the freaking White House website,
calendar,
yeah, like, dude. So that's one. But what Elise pointed out is what I mentioned. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the circle, but this whole notion, this knee jerk, like, sneeze of, oh my God, we got to get him off the ticket and blah, blah. Look at history. Look at freaking history. Know history. You don't have to be like, Jeopardy contestant level, but have an inkling of history, what Elise always says, of how government works. It is not easy to remove him. The decision has to come from him. But history has shown recently is 68, which that year, I wasn't here, but I'm a student of history.
I was a little baby.
Yeah.
I was 4 years old.
Let's just say, I was
a little older.
I was in the making. but seriously, I call attention to that. Like, I don't want us to brush over that. Sit with that for a little bit. And something I was thinking about this morning, when I was showering and I was just listening to MSNBC, they were pissing me off because 2016, when this was a joke, like, oh, Convict Orange will never win. I feel like it's deja vu all over again. We're focusing on the wrong person.
Yes.
And who is winning out of this? And who is winning out of this? Him and that side have been quiet, well, relatively speaking. The leader of the Heritage Foundation and one of the proponents of Project 2025 was saying on Fox yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday.
Look, they're the left side, the liberals and the MSNBC, they're all freaking out. Good, because we're winning. That's what he said. He said if this change will happen as long as we don't do anything. If we do anything, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not being.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but to anybody who gets their information from all of us, who I assume they trust. But my point is that I kind of took a way, a zoom out. I think as photographers, you guys can relate to this. Like sometimes your subject matter, you can get so, so on
Myopic.
and you got to zoom out and look at and what I zoomed out about was, okay, historically, where are we? Right now, you have Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-il over here, like replaying planes, trains, and automobiles, driving around, making deals that are going to impact, if we're not careful, going to impact all of us. Even as I say, keeping it plain, keeping it real, because like Pookie and Ray Ray on the street corner be like, what's that got to do with me? Heaven forbid, Convict Orange is brought back into the White House. He's going to cozy up to both of them. The war in Ukraine, he's going to let that go. That means Vladimir Putin will not stop at Ukraine. Sooner or later, and I'm just gaming this out, how does that impact Pookie and Ray Ray? And all of this stuff is like multiple, excuse me, I'm a visual person. Just imagine all of my fingers plus many more are all lanes that the extremists, that the far right, these are all lanes, plans that they have. And we look at these individually and think, oh man, the assault on women's health care, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That overlaps with another plan. Privacy overlaps with another plan. Oh, the draft. Oh, that overlaps with, and so on and so on. So how does that impact Pookie and Ray Ray on the street corner? Well, when they start making contraception illegal, if you're LGBTQ plus, when they make that illegal, when they rescind Board v. Education, when they rescind Loving v. Virginia, and with that one I've shared with people like, but Clarence Thomas, he's in an interracial marriage. Oh, yeah. Didn't they just do a carve out? Yeah. The Supreme Court. So what makes you think that they won't do a carve out for certain select House Negroes? Excuse me. Yeah, I said it. So I panned out and I'm looking at, like, in my mind, looking at all these various things. I feel like that movie, The Beautiful Mind, where the dude is doing all the numbers. But then I came back to, it just reminds me who I'm voting for, why I'm voting. I'm not just voting for President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm voting for democracy, period.
And well, that's the whole thing.
All of this is a sideshow.
But that's the whole point, is that people they haven't been able to reduce it down to its basics. Is the vote is for democracy or a dictatorship? And someone that's competent and someone that's incompetent. This is, and again, like Elise said, I keep saying this every morning, is why, even on MSNBC, even on these channels, all these things, why are they not talking about the liar? So why are they not talking about the liar that was on the stage?
Let me share something real quick, and I know Omar wants to speak. So one of the things that Pastor Mike, the church that I went to in Harlem on Sunday, he said a few weeks ago, we have got to stop letting the media determine what we focus on.
Yes.
He said they right now are controlling what we focus on. But they're not really controlling the other side is so above that they don't let that bother them. They just keep going.
Yeah.
Now, Omar, you go ahead.
There's 2 points I want to make. We are probably the smartest Americans online right now, meaning that we're delving into the deeper part of this whole situation. But America in general is dumb as rocks. We're just dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
We just got to really realize that we as a country live on clip notes. We live on sound bites. We live on the sensationalism and the media. The media has one job: to sell. They're going to sell something. They sell weather. Right. Hurricanes and tornadoes is good business. They sell disasters. Yeah, that's good business. And they sell political discourse. That is good business. And advertisers love that.
Absolutely.
So but we are delving into the information and the facts that will impact us not only in the next 4 years, but the rest of our lives, in our children's lives, and our grandchildren's lives.
I
Right.
see
Amen.
here the girl said Girls Club says right Biden told the truth and actually answered policy questions. Lisa says Biden has done so much. Everyone should be posting his accomplishments so that these dummies can be reminded. I like that idea. These accomplishments need to be posted because they don't talk about it. Also,
Absolutely.
Aya says in South Florida on I-95 there is a huge electronic banner with flashing lights to vote for convict felon. Subliminal messaging has started. Next, Lisa says, when I asked my migrant friend why does he want dump, he said, "'Cause he is a man of God." And she says, "I nearly crashed my car."
So,
And Amparo says,
oh, I'm sorry.
"Note Pokey and Ray Ray."
I'm sorry. I don't
She
mean to-
says, "Noted Pokey and Ray Ray." See here if we get it. Okay, talked with that. Got the next one here. And then Lisa says, "What about the black barber who took the dump dollar and then when the hood weren't having it, he started to side shuffle? No, baby Clarence Thomas, stay over there," she says. And again with Pokey Ray, everybody loves this one. I love that one. Pookie and Ray Ray talking about Trump gave them stimulus checks. Meanwhile, the man will throw all tariff agreements in the trash, which will make inflation even worse than it is. And that is something interesting. It was said that I did not know this, that during the Obama campaign and when they were trying to rally people for the cause of voting for Obama, is that it was called the barbershop campaign.
Yeah.
And so the Democrat leaders went into the barbershops and would have conversations with all these people all throughout the country. It was the barbershop campaign. I did not know about this. I don't know how it slipped my mindset. However, before you go, but what happened is that Trump tried to do that with their group, and it was a total failure.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I did not know that. I think they need to reenact that. I think the barbershop conversations, going to the barbershop voting trail, call it the campaign trail, makes a whole lot of sense. And I would like to even say the what do you call it? The hair salons, women and black people of color, they spend lots of time.
You'll see my shirt
in those places. It's thank black women. It's so funny. I talked about black women yesterday, and Don Lemon last night talked about this. We said this. He said the same exact thing I said about black women, and in this campaign. Also, MSNBC did do a great segment when they interviewed several black women from different aspects and backgrounds and what they felt about this election. And some of them, and all of them, had great great information on how they felt about the election, and they share their wonderful points of view. Let me go on to the next one as well. It's a siren day here in New York, if you can hear it. So sorry about that.
every day.
Every day, all day. Lisa Silly says Americans are not taking it seriously because they don't think that in Project 2025 could really happen. People don't. Well, first of all, a lot of people don't even know about Project 2025, and I am glad that it is starting to get traction, and people are starting to talk about it. And again, like I believe, and Elise and I had this conversation, and we're going to start working on this. We have these panels discussions. We have an amazing community here. We have people in this community that have good reach and talk to hundreds of people, if not tens, 20s, whatever, in this community. And we would, Elise and I were brainstorming on how to have a consistent message go out so that people will hear the same message. because this is what the Republicans do. The Republicans are very good at staying on message. You can, on Sunday morning, it doesn't matter what network you hear, doesn't matter what channel you listen to in the ecosystem, they all say the exact same thing. Now,
Absolutely.
that doesn't mean we have to be parrots of robots, but it does make sense that if we decide to, as a community, share a thought on what we're going to focus on this week, either like for the next week, this is the usually we meet on Thursdays and we get our little panels together, but since we're all here today, which is great, that we can say, you know what, we're going to talk about such and such from Project 2025. This is in this week, just talk about it all the time with our friends and families and on our in our ecosystems, on what I call social media ecosystems. What will happen is it will gain traction. One. Number two is that I'm here sharing with, there's people watching this right now, 15 people, 16, 17 people. Is it fluctuating between 15 and 20 people in the room? These 20 people will run out and say and share the same thing, share what's going on. This is because what we're going to talk about is facts.
Right.
We're not talking about our opinions.
Right.
We're talking facts. So when you talk facts, you can repeat facts. You can't. Repeating opinions is not so successful, even though it has a success in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is repeat facts, and as a community, we'll be able to start talking about that. So my thing is today is that as a community, if we can all join hands and commit to just getting folks to read Project 2025. And so what I did this morning in response to Ali's conversation and our conversation is not and also Lisa mentioned this too also, is not enough to just say read Project 2025.
Right.
We need to provide the link anywhere that we talk about it. Wherever we talk about it, we need to say, and here's the link. So that way they can just click on immediately and go there. It is more, it's going to do more than just say read Project 2025 and then they do it on their own time. Click, make a link. We all have that on Instagram. We can put it on our YouTube channel. We can put it on all the platforms that we're in, Facebook, yada, yada, yada. And just keep copy and paste and put it. Right now it's in my little copy page. You have all your copy on your clipboards in your online stuff in your phone. I have it saved in my clipboard. So whenever I talk about Project 2025, I will be able to just link it to it, send it out. Because even like we were talking, I had a great conversation with Lisa and Gwendolyn yesterday. We had a nice powwow. People want Cliff Notes. They're like, I don't want to read it. It's too big. It's 900 pages. That's crazy. They're Cliff Notes. Yeah, it's like, but again, like Omar just said, most of the mindset of people is that they cannot even mentally consume a chapter. That is too much for them to read.
Yeah,
so,
people can't read the Bible.
They can't read the Bible. They can't read anything. No, people don't want to read.
Oh my, that's why they so easily led them to believe people are Christians when they're not, because they didn't read it.
They don't read the Bible.
That's not even in the Bible.
That's right.
Is it Ron and the red words? Ron, they have no idea what the red words say.
They don't know what the red words. I always say follow the red letters. If you say you're a Christian, you should be following the red letters. But again, making it as easy as possible for our audiences to see, to go straight to the material and be able to have them know exactly what we're talking about. And I think the great idea, Elise came with this great, I can't tell you this is my idea. Elise, we were just brainstorming, we were just sharing, and I was like, Elise, that's a great idea. And number two, Elise, she'll be able to say it more, and she'll be able to dive more into it. We need to also really start thinking about who we support financially with our dollars. We technically vote with our dollars. And if we know that there are people that are supporting MEGA and supporting things that are against our Black communities or people of color or your Asian community or your Spanish community, there are people that are they're not making ways for your community. We should not be supporting these people. We should not be going to their concerts. We should not be buying their books. We should not be buying any of that stuff. We should be really trying to support people that are in alignment, especially now for democracy. And Elise, you may want to add on to that.
So what I said is this: back in 2020, I don't know how many of y'all remember. Everybody had vote, 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 vote. Now you don't see anything, right? But they still sending out to you. Well, come to my concert, come to my show, come do this, come do that, buy my T-shirt. I think you need to do something more. I'm not going to continue to support you like that, because right now I need you to be just as present as you were then. We need them to be just as present as they were then. And what they count on, and I say this over and over again, they count on more than any group of people, and this is for Black folks in particular. They count on us having short memories and forgiveness. I'm not forgiven. I have a long memory. And I think we have got to hold people accountable. They do the same thing luxury brands do. They do things and you say, oh, that was horrible. That was a discrimination against me and my people. But you go back and buy that same luxury brand. You buy Givenchy, you buy all of these, you buy Louis Vuitton, you buy all of these brands that at some point have done something derogatory towards Black people, right? You know, the monkey sweaters, all that kind of stuff. But we still go back and do it. They count on us to do that. And so are the people that we follow and support. They're counting on us. So they'll be silent, but they still know at the end of the day, we'll keep following and we'll keep supporting, we'll keep sending the dollars. And I think we have to figure out how do the people who have these big platforms, we have people out here with millions of followers that we're buying popcorn from, we're buying T-shirts from, or whatever we're buying, and supporting them in the Target or wherever we're supporting their products. What are they saying? What are they doing? It cannot be just us just blindly focused on supporting people, because all of this is about three things: money, power, and fear. That's what that's what they work on. Money, power, and control. And they do it through fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I add to that?
Maybe.
Because I swear we're on the same. I almost texted both of you guys, but I knew like maybe an hour or so, maybe it's going to be 20 minutes before the show. And I didn't do it because I know how I am before something. I wanted, folk, but I was thinking the same thing of, as far as education, we say Project 2025, it's gaining more traction, but specifically, and I had the thought of, okay, one section a week or every two or frequently, maybe not a week, and just let's walk people through this one section. Second of that, how does it impact me? Not me, but I think that's how I would assume that's how many people think. How does this action impact me? How does this decision or whatnot? So, for example, the section on the military that they plan on overhauling, how does that impact me? Many of us in here we're either vets, I'm not a vet, or we have family members who serve or are serving. Well, under that section in 2025, they will, I can't remember the wording, but basically they'll go back in. It's kind of like re-interviewing for your position. If you're not, a sycophant or not a supporter of Convict Orange, then you're going to be ousted and replaced. That could also impact, like my dad, who's a veteran and retired, impact your benefits. In my opinion, that is like breaking down a section, making it plain and relatable to the people in the community. The section that I put in there before I came on, like wait till you get to the end of Project 2025, reading it, because the end is where, and I've mentioned this before, the impact on the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, and how that could impact just us on here right now, talking against the FEC, the Federal Election Commission. They want to meddle with the Federal Election Commission. The FEC is a neutral party. There's no affiliation or whatever. That makes sure our elections are, fair and for the most part, fair and neutral. That impacts all of us. So if we hear in our communities, well, man, I vote, ain't nothing happening anyway, why should I vote? Well, guess what? What if they completely take it away? So that's what I mean by breaking it down, like maybe, one bite at a time. We could digest it, because one of my criticisms or frustration, I'm thankful that the media outlets are covering it, but it's not enough.
Right.
They're trying. We got to fit it in a 2-minute section, 3-minute section. Then we got to go to breaking, and we'll come back with the cat out of the tree. Woohoo!
Well, it's not their intention to. I mean, the whole thing is again, we keep forgetting as a collective, as citizens of the country, is that most of our media platforms, like media news platforms, are corporate owned and corporate driven. So they're not going to want to give you they know that Project 2025 is now out the bag,
right?
And people are talking about it. So now they want to just give you just a taste of it, just to say, oh, we mentioned it. Again, their intention is never to go into the details,
right? Because the people who own them don't want their tax deduction to expire in 2025, and that's who owns it. We have to understand, rich and powerful people own all of these media outlets. And as you said, if this were under Project 2025, we could all be arrested.
That's right.
Having this conversation as people opposing it. And from what the guy on Fox said, the one that's the head of the Heritage Foundation, said they're looking at least 75% of the federal workers to be unemployed.
Yes, they're going to get rid of everyone, and then they
have
to
percentage.
Right. They have to swear allegiance to Trump or to whoever the president. They say the president, the conservative president. In their manual, they always keep saying, but technically it's Trump. And they said they're going to get rid of all these departments. The Department of Education, the Department of Protections for Environment. I mean, there's the country we know today will no longer exist on so many levels, and they've already setting the stage for it. You just heard the decision. Now you have an imperialist mindset, imperialist court with an imperialist president. Yep. I want you guys to, it's like Joy Reid said. She said, I want you to think about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. You have the king in the hand, and the SCOTUS has become the hand.
Right.
And so these people are in control. These 6 people in SCOTUS are the hand of the imperial king. And this could not be so further away from the Constitution and what was set up for this country. Yeah, Omar, and we're going to close out, Omar.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been biting on this since I didn't finish my point in a little while.
My bad.
But
go ahead, Papa.
But okay, when the DNC and the whole Democratic Party are now kind of in discord, we need unity.
Yes,
we need them, that leadership, to pull together, to galvanize. This is their moment, because the attention is on them. So, I'm reading that President Obama shows concern over the debate. This is the most popular president in our lifetime, in ever. He is a voice of reason. We need him or Michelle or someone in a Pelosi. These people who have tons of ears. Why aren't we galvanizing? Number one, continuing supporting Biden, and then number two, talking about Project 2025 from that point of view, because I haven't. The only thing I get is the $5 donation videos.
Right.
All
And
day on YouTube.
every day,
All day, all night.
and then a lot of constituents that I don't even know that don't have a particular platform, but they just use email to try to get my attention, and they use fear, but they don't even talk about Project 2025. They just thought, look what Trump did. Look what Trump did. We know who Trump is. We know who he is. What are we doing? What that's the question I have. We're not worried about. I don't think we need to be worried about trying to get Trumpers or MAGAs to change their vote.
Yes,
It
they're
is.
not going to.
It is about the 30 million independents that are out there having their hands up in the air, not understanding what to do. Again, if those who said I'll vote for Biden, even if he's on life support, because we're lifelong Democrats, or we understand the value of that vote. It is those in the middle, the independent, that are questioning what they are seeing. Those are the people that need to be preached to. Those are the people that need to be talked to.
Absolutely.
Those are the people that need this information. Those are the people that, our leadership, those who have, 1 million followers and, the YouTube channels and all of this stuff like that. We need to be talking to them, not to me.
Right. Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it makes a whole lot of sense. So anyway, it is
Ron,
now 11:07. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we make a quick comment on Jazzy? She said, I need people to look at what happened in Germany right before World War II broke out.
Yes.
We are basically repeating history. And there's this passage, and I think it's from Cass, Isabel Wilkerson's book. And I posted it one day. It says, by the time they recognized that their fatal miscalculation, it was too late.
Yeah.
Hitler had risen as an outside agitator, a cult figure, enamored of pageantry and rallies with parades of people carrying torches that an observer said looked like rivers of fire. So that's what people aren't waking up to. And there's still some people that, because things like Project 2025 and things that happened even in his first term are so still in shock of, they don't focus. They're still trying to wrap around, how can I believe this? And I know David said his friend who's a Trump supporter doesn't, when he's trying to talk about Project 2025, he doesn't like conspiracy theory. Well, Project 2025 isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a document that they wrote.
That's right.
So the problem is that the Trump supporters do believe in conspiracy theories, because everything they believe is a conspiracy theory. It's not fact.
Even when hold on, break B. Even when, again, seeing that this was written by them, for them, and for the, when you look at their faces are on there, their names are on there. The book is when you think about how well done this mandate is, it is well organized. People are feeling it. Started out with 100 people, 100 conservative, far right institutions working on this book. However, now they're up to 250 that are continuing. So this is the first phase. There's more coming.
Read Fifi's last comment.
I wanted. Oh, it's a.
Go ahead, Brian.
History. When Jazzy and I put this in yesterday. The Enabling Act of 1933. Why maybe I don't express my panic out loud, because I could choose to have fear, or I can choose to focus. The Cliff Note version of the Enabling Act of 1933 is what brought Adolf Hitler to power and Nazi Germany. What that was, basically, it suspended the system of checks and balances.
Right. which is yesterday.
It started to focus all this power to one entity, and it was a 4-year. It was supposed to be a 4-year contract or term or whatever. Well, once Hitler had the power, he could make his own laws. They squashed say peaceful protests that were against his party, against his thoughts. That's why a lot of individuals, a lot of Democrats, and some sane Republicans like Liz Cheney, who know history, are saying, what the bleep? Because this right here, the Supreme Court, and again, it's not just happening now. The audiobook that I've been listening to, I keep sharing the Trump tapes with Bob Woodward's interviews with Convict Orange before he was elected in 2015, 2016, and throughout.
Mhm.
When he mentioned and Elise mentions this, it's not just our Supreme Court judges, they come from somewhere. The Heritage Foundation, all of these cats, they got a list of judges already.
The Federalist Society.
The Federalist
Guess
Society.
where they come from. So these judges have already been in place. Why? Like when President Obama was in office, he handed off to Convict Orange. There were still 148 vacancies in the lower lifetime appointments that he never filled. You want to know why? And here's where we come back to, it's not just about the presidency. He had those names up, but they wouldn't pass because of resistance from the Republican-led, guess what, House or Senate. Mm-hmm. So these people are in place. The same thing with the Enabling Act of 1933. If you don't believe me, look it up. But like I said, I'm a nerd. I don't even share all the stuff that I've learned over the years that I dig into. But when the SCOTUS decision dropped, I was pissed at myself because I kind of felt like it would happen, but doggone it, it really did happen. And that is right out of the playbook of Adolf Hitler and the Third Reich when they started to take over Germany.
And one of the commentators said, he says, this is that book. It's just 200 pages longer.
It is. That's what it is.
It's the book. So anyway, I'm going to end it here.
Yes.
Because one thing again, let's really focus on just letting people know that the book exists. This mandate exists, and because I like what Felicia says, Fifi says, we are at a tipping point here. It's either fight or flight at this point. The Black community has the power to shift this if we focus on the end goal. And so we really need, and again, like Elise was saying, let's not focus on the negativity of and again, we all know that the debate was not a good thing. However, let's focus on what's important. That is, let's talk about everything that Trump is, or a lot of people say the Ancient Orange or the Orange Convict. Let's make sure we talk about the things that do matter, because that's what really will drive home. We need to focus on.
And let's talk about what Biden has accomplished.
And what? Yes, that's the summary.
As Pastor Mike said last night, I listened to him online. He said, people keep saying they don't know what he's done. He picked up his phone. He's asked Siri to find everything that Biden has done since he's been president. Voila, it was there. So stop allowing people to have that as the excuse.
There's love that. Ask Siri, ask Alexa. They'll give you the list. That's right. That's a good idea. Okay, guys. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Elise. I want to thank you to Brian. Thank you to Omar for joining me on this platform and this community. And again, as always, if you want to come on board, you're more than welcome to share your thoughts and share what you want to say about what's going on. But again, the reason why these folks are here is because I know that they are reading, they know the facts, they want to make sure that you know the facts. They want to make sure you know what's going on. None of us are lawyers. None of us are political analysts. However, we're out there. You might as well call us because we're junkies, some of us, when it comes to politics.
This nerd.
Omar, I see your hand raised, Omar.
I said I was married to one.
You said you were married to a lawyer. That's right.
Lawyer adjacent.
Yes, the lawyer. You're a lawyer by marriage. So, but anyway, guys, let's really focus on really encouraging our folks. We're gonna be with our families this weekend. The holiday weekend begins this evening. This afternoon. They're getting on the road. They're going to travel to family. Brian, traveling mercies with you because you'll be on the road heading out to Cincinnati, right?
Cleveland.
So you'll be out there. But guys, be safe out there this holiday weekend. Stay away from the fireworks. Unless you know what you're doing, and be smart. And but again, let's continue to lift up this information. Share about Project 2025. Not only just share it, but give them the link. And like I think Jazz said, and I think it was Marcos. I think it was David Mascaro said we can't also give it to them in bits and pieces, kind of like give them spoonfuls versus the jug. Don't make them drink the jug. Say, hey, you know what? Here's a glass. Here's a glass of wisdom.
A piece.
So there we go. So let's try to do it that way. But we all need to be on board. We all need to be a part of this movement to save our democracy. Because once it's gone, it's never coming back.
It's going to be gone for decades.
It's going to be gone for a long time.
We need to share these videos. Share
this video. Share what we're talking about today. Again, like if you are new to our platform, like, subscribe, and share. Also, if you're in Instagram, make sure if you are listening over Instagram, come on over to our YouTube channel and click with us. I hope that we all walked away and I know some people some folks say I'm scared. My stomach is all in bunches, and that's okay. That's good. That's good. But you know what? Let it drive you to make a difference.
And you should be afraid.
Yes, you should be afraid.
And act.
That's right. And I see here, have a safe weekend. 4th of July won't mean the same. Yes, however, the 4th of July should inspire us to keep our freedoms and to honor the people that have died for those freedoms across the board. And let's really focus on this democracy. Let's really focus on, making sure that we're out there. Photographers out there, we are responsible for what the world sees. So let's make sure we are sharing what we see so that people can get to the polls, get registered to vote, do all the things you need to do. It's July. Make sure you are on the rolls.
So I have one suggestion for tomorrow, 4th of July. I have a shirt that says I crossed out the 4th of July and Juneteenth. But here's my suggestion for all of us who are willing to do this on our page tomorrow. Let your first post be vote. We're fighting for our freedom, period. Or you say vote. Freedom or democracy. Dictatorship. Freedom or dictatorship.
Vote for
freedom. We don't have to make it big.
Vote for democracy.
Vote for democracy. Vote for freedom and democracy.
And Elise has the last word. Take care, guys. See you guys on Monday, and I'll probably see you during the weekend.
And we're
out of here.